No, I haven't. Okay, I have to. Right. Hello, everybody. Welcome on today's Be Kind to Your Mind Summit 2020. I'm Crisula Sirigu, your host and facilitator for today's panel, concentrating on mental health for all in association with the global goals set by the United Nations. And here on our panels, we've got wonderful people coming from USA, Canada, Cyprus, Greece, Denmark, Netherlands, Indonesia, UK. I am based in the UK, and the sun decided to shine now. There you are. We've got the sunshine.
Very lucky.
Very lucky, very lucky. So beautiful, beautiful to celebrate kindness, celebrate peace, celebrate how we can be kind to your mind, be kind to each other, be kind to Mother Earth. The whole philosophy, vision, and mission behind Rainbow Letters to Mother Earth is how we can bring more unity and wholeness, and believing in wholeness, believing in all of us, we are one, and we are helping one another, we are inspiring one another, and through that we are empowering our young generation, our youth, the younger generation, who will be inheriting Mother Earth and all, everything we are creating, co-creating on this planet. So let's start by introducing you some of the panelists of today, and first of all, I would love to hear a wonderful rainbow letter to Mother Earth from one of our youngest panelists here today, Khalida, who is based, she lives in Indonesia with her family, and her father, Marius, is one of our team members and ambassadors of Rainbow Letters to Mother Earth. And I would love to hear from you. Marius, I will pass it on to you and see how you would like to facilitate this with Khalida's Rainbow Letters to Mother Earth.
All right, I trust everyone can hear me. My daughter, Khalida, sitting next to me, she's actually wearing a traditional costume, which is Dayak, and so it's from the local area here. But I'll let her introduce herself, and then she'll read the Rainbow Letter to Mother Earth. So over to you, Carly.
Hi, I am Khalida. I moved to Pontianak, West Borneo 4 years ago. I am from Australia. West Kalimantan is one of the beautiful tropical places in Indonesia. In this tropical rainforest, orangutan, big apes, they are in danger because of forest and farming fire. Many orangutans die in the forest and farming fire. I wrote this letter to Mother Earth to represent the orangutan. This is what I wrote last June. Dear Mother Earth, it is June now. It's so beautiful in the rainforest in West Kalimantan. Not too hot, not too dry. The rainforest comes almost every afternoon. Sometimes it's a light rain and I can play hide and seek with my cousins. Sometimes we play chasing, or we jump up and down in muddy puddles, or we just swing from one tree to another. Yippee! But sometimes heavy rain comes with thunder and lightning, a bit scary. But when it comes, we just gather under big trees after the rain. In morning, the rainforest is always a pleasant place. The fresh smell, the clean air. After June, it will be July, then August, then September. I hate August, I hate September. Bad things happen in my rainforest. The sun begins to disappear as the sky fills with smoke. My home, the forest, is set on fire, and my lungs burn with the smoke I inhaled. My eyes cry to tears to keep the soot out of my eyes, and my heart cries for the world. I see my friends, the monkeys, the birds, the snakes, and all the little insects suffering because the human people are burning down our home. When that happens, I say to myself, why is this happening to this beauty of nature, the lungs of this earth that we all share? When will it stop? Dear Mother Earth, I have a human friend called Khalida who lives in the big city nearby. During August and September, the burning season, she can't go to school. Her school is closed because of the smoke. The smoke from my forest is too thick. She feels my pain too. She cries with me every year when they commit this crime of burning my home. Like other children in West Kalimantan, during that time, Khalida suffers breathing problems. Please, Mother Earth, help me. It's almost August. I don't want to struggle again this year, not knowing if my home will survive the flames and knowing that my friends will be in harm's way. Please help by showing these people who burn our forests to see how they are hurting my lungs, Khalida's lungs, and the world's lungs. I want us to all wake up to a clear sky and breathe freely, each and every day. From the rainforest, June 2020, from your friend Orangutans.
Just to show you her costume.
Oh, that's
So there.
beautiful. Colorful indeed.
Okay.
Yay. Thank you, Khalida. Thank you so much.
Interestingly, if I can just add one thing, interestingly, every year since we've been here, it's been impossible to breathe in August and September because of the smoke. And this year is the first year we haven't had that problem because it's been raining all the time, so they haven't had a chance to burn the forest. So maybe her letter worked. So just to share that.
Perfect, perfect. Well, we are all coming from our intentions from the heart, and this is exactly what the whole vision of Rainbow Let's Mother Earth, and why we, you know, the whole idea, the seed came into my heart and now has grown and expanding, and we have got all this wonderful team and people coming and souls responding to the calling, including children, including young people, and our attentions are how we can inspire others, but also how we can energize goodness, energize kindness, and bring more of that out. And because we are all energetic beings, irrespective of where we are, what gender we are, culture, country, ethnicity, we are all living beings on Mother Earth. So when we are radiating our love and setting our intentions like Alida did, and all of us here, and all of you who will be watching this back, then we stand a much better chance to create a better future for all of us. So whether it's through inviting more rain coming through, clearing our waters, supporting our ecosystems, supporting one another through our thoughts, through our hearts, our emotions, and our actions, because we all have a choice. And irrespective of where you are, irrespective of how rich or poor you are, or education, you've got a choice. The choice is yours, how you connect with your heart and how you interact with others, your relationship with others and your relationship with Mother Earth. So that's all what we're celebrating today. And it's not only today we need to celebrate, but today we take a bit of time out of our, schedules to come together and spark conversations about mental health. Because what all of you here at our panel, and those of you who are really passionate about mental health, is that lots of people are on their own. They are not feeling at ease to express how they feel. They're not feeling at ease they feel ashamed of saying that they've got a mental illness. And this is the stigma that has been attached to humans. And the more you feel isolated, the more you feel separated, the harder it is for you to recover and bring some healing into your life, into your system, into your body. So let's talk mental health. That's what we're here for. Let's carry on sparking conversations about mental health, and how this is what we're going to be sharing today, right? So mental health for all, mental health for the young, and I would like to come to Katia and Lucia, and remind me your friend's name, Lucia.
Her name is Michaela, but
Michaela. Hi,
they
Michaela.
call her.
Lovely to have you.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, we've got Khalida. Khalida, how old are you?
I am 10.
10 years old. Fantastic. And Lucia and Michaela, you are 14 years old, correct?
Yeah.
Both of you 14? Yes.
I'm 13.
Ah, you're 13. Fantastic. So we've got a couple of we've got different age groups. So fantastic. So Lucia is our youth ambassador. She stepped up and decided to spread the word about Rainbow Let's Mother Earth and represent her teenage group. And now she invited her friend as well to join us. Thanks to also Katja, who is one of our ambassadors in Denmark. And you're going to be talking to us a little bit about one of the issues that exist in you young people, you experience about your connection, your connection with your bodies. Really, I know there is a lot of tension out there, and how you connect with your bodies, your image, and there's a lot of judgment. There's a lot of stress and mental anxiety because of that. And this is another area that we really need to bring up and make for the young, really, to understand that we love them as you are. We love them as you are, and that's the most important thing. We accept you as you are. You need to accept as well one another as you are. So let's see what conversations we're going to come out of it, and we're going to be tapping on to different other topics around mental health for all. Yeah. So who would like to start? Is it you, Katja, Lucia, or who would like to start?
Yes, to start. Okay. I'm going to talk about young girls, especially, but also about young people's mental health. I think sometimes it can be hard to be in this society because there's a lot of body shaming, and if you're different than other people, like the clothes you wear or the way you want to present yourself, and there can be a lot of people judging you and a lot of people commenting on the way you look, and it's thing you always hear about people having this issue, but I think it's also an issue I have for myself. And like if I show a little bit skin, there is always people commenting on the way I look, and I think there should be more attention to all the young teenagers that they.
Carry on. Carry on. You're doing so well. Carry on.
Yeah, you're doing so good. That's so fine. Yeah.
But there's a lot of young people that have low self-esteem and a bad confidence because people always comment on you, and
yes,
Yeah.
yes, that's correct. Yes, yes.
Yeah. You're doing so good.
Yes.
Yeah.
And people always have expectations about the way you should look, especially from social media. Like there's how can you say it, like people expect you to look perfect, like and if you wear too much makeup you try too hard, but if you don't wear any makeup people say you look sick. So you always need to find a balance, and I think that can be very exhausting. So sometimes if I feel low and I feel sad, like you can always go up to a mirror and say 3 good things about yourself and your body and what you look like maybe every day, and then you can build up self-love and a better confidence. And for a lot of young people have bad confidence. It maybe can help if you do not talk bad about yourself,
Mhm.
and maybe if you if you're not happy about the way you look, you can, like I said, say three good things about yourself in the mirror.
Mhm. Yes.
Mhm.
Perfect. Yes, that's absolutely true, Lucia. I would like to bring this your what you actually share with us, your concern, your worry, your and also your suggestions to the panel, and see what us, the elders, with our wisdom, what we would like to pass on to you, and you can pass on to your friends as sort of steps forward, as different things that you can bring into your everyday life. I know you suggested a few things, which is really good, positive, feedback to yourself, looking at yourself in the mirror, and which is mirror work, I would like to call it, or something along these lines. But also, there may be other things that will pop up during our, panel discussion. So I would like to bring that to everybody. Who would like to share something? Katja, would you like to go? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just before we started this panel discussion, me and Michaela and Lucia were talking about social media and how much power the social media has on these wonderful young women sitting next to me. And we were talking so much about that there is this body image that they feel like they need to look in a special way.
Mhm.
And I asked, what is it that makes you feel like that you need a bottom that is like very round, and you need hips that are not too big, but you need to have a lot of forms, and how is it that a young woman can sense that in the world when you go on the social media, and you said that it's just how it is. If you don't look like the image, like the perfect form, people, they have so many comments, and you feel like it's not good enough. So Michaela just talked to me about one of your friends who was really afraid of showing up yesterday. Yeah.
Yes, it's because we had a day where we had to do a lot of PE class, and she didn't show up. Then I texted her, was like, why didn't you show up yesterday? And she said she didn't want to show up because we had to wear tight clothes, and she didn't feel comfortable wearing that in front of the people from my class, because she knows that the boys especially has been going around talking about, oh, you look overweight, you're so skinny, you should eat more, to all of us, which is really uncomfortable. And she was like, my shoes make my legs look weird. I don't like wearing tight shirts because I don't have breasts, and I don't want to wear tights because I'm fat. And it broke my heart to read that, because it doesn't matter how she looks, because she's so sweet and she's such a nice person that it broke my heart to read it.
Yeah, yes, I totally empathize with what you just said, Michaela. But I would like us, thank you, Katja. Thank you for bringing that to our attention as well. And indeed, social media can be helpful, but also can cause a lot of anxiety. And again, it is a choice we have, how we respond to that. But when you are a teenager and you're still feeling a little bit, not sure how you respond to different things happening around you, how can you bring more connection with your heart? That would be one way forward, instead of looking for outside acceptance and recognition, how you can connect more with your heart. And I would like to bring into our conversation Bruce Cryer, who has been pioneering and an absolutely amazing catalyst in emotional intelligence and emotional well-being through HeartMath. And I would like to bring you, Bruce, how can heart math and emotional awareness can bring more inner balance for the young, but also for all of us.
Wonderful. Thank you, Chrysula. It is so nice to be here. I assume you can hear me fine?
Yes.
Great, excellent. And thank you to Lucia, Michaela, and Katya for all you shared. I was so touched by that. I'm in an interesting living situation now where I'm actually living in an Airbnb because I just took on a new job 3 months ago to be president of a university for holistic studies here in the US. And one of the housemates is a 14-year-old girl. And she spends a tremendous amount of her time.
Mm-hmm.
But then so does the guy upstairs, meaning me. So adults, young people, we're all so addicted. And I think part of what I would share, first of all, thank you for the introduction and the recognition of heart math. And for the listeners and the audience that's not aware of heart math, it's a system that began in the United States in California almost 30 years ago. And it was designed as a scientifically based system for unfolding what we called the intelligence of the heart, but not intelligence from a cognitive standpoint, but more like the inner wisdom that we have when we can get quiet enough and can hear that still small voice, or that voice of intuition, which sometimes gets loud, like, no, don't do that. But it's easy to ignore and not notice. And I think not having ever been a teenage girl, I was a teenage boy, really different from what I understand. However, I'm the father of a now 33-year-old who, of course, passed through a similar phase, although she was mostly at that age pre-social media, so those weren't quite the same issues. But part of what heart math was always about was that innate in all of us at every age is the power to tap into a type of wisdom or intuition beyond our years. I've been struck by Kalida's sharing. She's 10. Amazing, the depth of wisdom and the love for our earth, and likewise the eloquence of Lucia and Michaela at your very young age. It's stunning, and to me that's an evidence of the power of the heart, because it's not just the mind that was talking at all when Kalida and Katya and Lucia and Michaela were all speaking. Katya, you're disqualified from this. I forgot you're not a teenager. It was the heart. It was the heart that was speaking. And so a lot of what heart math is about is recognizing that, especially when we're teenagers, it is so easy to have all of our attention outside, all of our attention to how we're seen. And unfortunately, social media has just exploded that tendency we would all have anyway to be, because that's kind of what's happening in that phase of our life. We're interacting more with the world in a whole new way, but our energy is going out all the time, out, and we're kind of hoping something will come back in the form of likes or a heart or, that kind of thing. But we know on a deeper level, we kind of know that's not really what we want. We love to have, I bet Michaela and Lucia, your best times are not sitting on a sofa together, both of you on your phones. Your best times are your phones are away and you're having fun talking about something that you love and laughing about it, or finding something sweet or tender, whatever. So it's the human connection that we often want. And so a lot of heart math is saying we have to take time to be inside ourselves, because as soon as the day starts, and whether it's school that we have to be focused on, and therefore many kids and many teachers and adults, or whether we're adults and facing our work and our job, which now is on Zoom all day long, all night long, it's out. It's spending energy out. And so heart math has said through its research and techniques that we need to be inside too. We need to nourish the heart inside of us that does continue to give and give and give, or we wouldn't be alive listening to this right now. But it needs to be nurtured. The spirit that's inside us that's trying to awaken, even in our teenage years, needs to be nurtured. And so time spent quietly I'd be happy if you want, Chrysula, to lead a little 1-minute exercise of kind of focusing on the heart and breathing through the heart now or later, whatever you like.
Now is it? The time is now, as we say. Go for it.
The time is now.
It
Yeah.
will be beautiful. Yes, thank you.
Yeah. So I just invite everyone, all of us, whatever age we're at, whatever phase of life we're currently in, to just take a moment, close our eyes, and recognize, first of all, what a remarkable group of people are all here right now. The panel, yes, and all the others from around the world that are watching this live or watching this later, a remarkable group of hearts that are all here in honor of our Mother Earth and of this spirit, this mission of awakening this spirit in children, especially, and honoring that. So that's sort of the context for this little moment. And what I invite you to do now is to bring your attention to the area of your heart. And for some people, it's easy when you kind of place your hand over your heart to feel that part of you. But really, we're really talking about the emotional center, the spiritual center, not just the organ. So like when you feel loving, you feel it right here, right? Sometimes when you laugh, it's your heart that just feels fantastic. And sometimes sadness, you can feel it in your heart too. So that's what I'm talking about. Focus there in the area of your heart. And now imagine you could breathe slowly in to your heart. Breathe slowly in right now, filling up. And then as you exhale, just imagine the air going out through your heart, out into space, out into the room. And now breathe in again through your heart, nice and slow. And breathe out through the heart. And this time as you do it, imagine it's new life entering your body. Breathe in new life, and it's awakening some extra energy in your heart as you do this. Breathe in. And now exhale and let go of any of the stuff that just is a drag, any of the stuff that makes you feel bad and makes you feel stressed. Just let go as you exhale. And breathe in fresh new energy in life as you inhale through your heart. And hold it for a moment and just feel gratitude for your body and your heart and who you're with and who you love in your life. And now as you exhale, just let go of any stress or any tension or any tiredness. Just let it go. And now just gently breathe in and out through your heart. A little more of a normal rhythm, but still deep breaths in and out through your heart. And now just focus on feelings of gratitude. Think about the people in your life, the pets in your life, the place you live, the school, where you work, the people you get to interact with, hobbies that you love, taking care of animals or plants or friends or grandparents or anyone. Focus in your heart and just feel the depth of gratitude for anything in your life that makes you happy and gives you joy. And just breathe gratitude in and out, in and out. And in a moment, I'll invite everyone to open our eyes. And as you do that, I invite you to continue to do this breathing in and out through your heart. And try to keep this feeling of gratitude as the next speaker speaks and the next topic comes up. Continue to breathe this feeling of gratitude for each other, for this special day, 10/10/2020. When's the next time that's going to happen? 200 years or something. So what an awesome day it is to be here. And now go ahead and open your eyes. And so the last comment I'll make is that, especially in reference to the challenges of teenagers is, as I said before, whether it's social media or interactions in school, if you're live in school in the States, so many kids are not live in school, or maybe one day a week they're live and the rest it's online. But all the ways we're pulled, and we can, with each pull to this and to that worry and that test and that kid and that teacher, all those pulls can kind of throw us off balance. And yet when we're more in balance, you know, we can stand strong and not kind of fall over, but also we can hold more solid in ourselves. And to me, I wish I had had tools like that, ideas like that when I was a teenage boy. I wasn't terribly awful, I don't think, hopefully, but I definitely didn't have tools. And so the fact that we now, thanks to research like HeartMath, can teach us that just that practice, breathing in and out through the heart. One of the kids that I coach is a 20-year-old soccer star from Germany who is on a full scholarship to the United States. Their first match of the season, he scored a goal that tied the game. It was the big match. And I thought, yeah, my kid. He's not my son, but he's a 20-year-old who does this same process every single day. He breathes in and out through his heart to make him a better soccer player and to make him a better human being who can function at a high level, even when there's chaos all around you, like in a sport or in a school or in a social setting of any kind. So being able to hold our balance, stay true to ourselves, which is that, as Lucia was talking about, need for more self-esteem, more self-confidence. When you realize you don't have to spend all that energy and waste it out, and you can hold on to it, that feels like, wow, I'm in charge now. That's an empowering, fulfilling feeling. I can do that. I just changed my energy by just bringing my focus here and saying, I'm me again. I'm not throwing it all out there all the time. So thanks for the invitation to share a little bit. And that's what I have to say at the moment.
That's perfect. Thank you, Bruce. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
You are absolutely right. I totally agree with you. We've got so many tools in the 21st century. We are so blessed, but at the same time, we've got to connect with what is right for us. What is the right choice? What choice? And we've got lots of choices. So if I was to give one little thing for you, Katia, for you, sorry, Lucia and Michaela, and for you, Khalida, who are going to become a teenager very soon, is when you have got these tools in our lives and you just use them every day, connect with your breath, be grateful, do the mirror work, write down how you feel, keep a journal, express yourself, express your emotions, use color in your environment, connect with Mother Earth, go out for walks, whatever that, you become more mindful. Once you bring that into your everyday life consistently, then you will see that even if, you know, sometimes there are storms coming your way, and then you've got to find ways to keep your balance and keep yourself protected and safe. When you have this access to all different tools and channels and support, and visualize yourself being safe, affirm that I am safe, and that life has my back, the universe has my back. Whatever probably comments coming at you, and believe me, these comments will never stop. There will always be some sort of issues coming from different directions as a teenager when you grow up. But the thing is how you respond to them. How do you learn to respond to them? And that what makes it different. And you are a unique human being, and you choose how you respond to social media. How do you respond to all of these things that are happening around you? And the breath, connecting with the breath, connecting with the essential oils, or connecting with fresh oxygen going out there, that would always bring you back to where you are, and look yourself in your mirror and say, well, I'm okay, I'm all right, I'm good, I've got a family nearby that can help me, I've got my mom, I've got my family. So there you are. So we can really explore more and more out of this, and there will be lots of opportunities to have future events that we will be talking more about mental health in young people. Another event that's coming up is on the 20th of November, which is Universal Children's Day. Again, that's a wonderful initiative coming from the UN. And we are going to be celebrating that on the 20th of November. And there will be another opportunity to have people, teachers, mindfulness teachers, and mental health practitioners, and so on, that we could actually inspire others, because the inspiration is needed day in, day out, right? we never stop needing some reminders, needing some inspiration in our lives, particularly under the current situation that we are all going through the COVID pandemic, that we have all been affected, again, no matter what age you are, no matter where you are. So I would like to bring in Betty into our conversation. Betty, you are a mental health advocate, and you have been you have done your bit in many ways as a chairman mental health organization in Canada. You can tell us more about it, but what is your take? What would you say about mental health for all, mental health, something that has worked for you and for you to keep your mind calm? You need to unmute yourself.
There's that better?
That's
okay.
Better.
Thank you, and thank you for the opportunity. And I would just like to say, first of all, to the young people, thank you so much for your honesty. And I hope you keep as open for the rest of your life, because it's very, very important. It doesn't matter who you talk to, as long as you can be open and honest, and it will do you well for the rest of your life. So thank you. I very much appreciate that. I'm here in Cyprus, and I just came here from the UK. I was born in the UK, and I've lived in Canada most of my life. And I was chairman of the Canadian Mental Health Association many, many years ago, but I've had many careers in many types of my life. And now I'm an author, and I have just finished writing a book called In Search of Spiritual Intelligence, which is available worldwide. And in terms of mental health and what's going on now in the world, I also call myself a nomadic intern. I've been traveling the world for the last 7.5 years. I got rid of everything 7.5 years ago, and I started to travel. So I've been so far to 155 countries, but that's taken me 30 years to do that. So it's been quite a journey for the last few years. I think that I spent the morning on the telephone with friends from Canada, friends from Spain, and friends from the US, as well as India, because all of those places are beginning to kind of shut down again and lock down, and people are really beginning to feel extremely anxious and very concerned, because they don't see any way out of this. They don't see an ending. And I think that's something that we all have to be aware of, and we all have to try to help our friends and help our family and help our support groups get through that together, because I just have a feeling that in some countries it's very tough, particularly places like India, and in Canada it's spiking terribly, and we are seeing numbers in Canada that we haven't seen since March. And so I think people are, particularly the kids, are getting very fearful. They can't go to school, and they're not in university. And I have 4 grandkids, and I'm trying to work with them and say what I said to these young people: be honest, be open, really try to talk about your feelings with your friends and with your parents and with other adults in your life, because that's the way we're all going to get through that. Does that make any sense?
It does. It's the only way forward. I totally agree with you. You know, how can we be more honest with our feelings? And even if we feel that people will not get us, we need to find ways to reach out and find ways to channel this emotional heaviness, and all these different thoughts are coming and bombard us from different ways. So yes, absolutely, Betty. Yes.
And my sense is that, you know, we're all going to become more anxious as this goes on. And as I said, it's not going to be over for a while. But I don't know, again, I think honesty and being honest with yourself is honest with other people, and also talking about what's happening in the most truthful way possible, whether it's what you see in the press or what you see on the media or what you see your next door neighbor do or whatever. It's trying to be that authenticity. That's the word I'm trying to say. How to be authentic in life. I think that's going to be very important as we go through. So I'm not trying to kind of put a damper on all of this. I'm just saying that I think being open, aware, and have possibilities for everyone and everything in the world is going to be the way we're all going to overcome this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is having trust and faith. I guess that's another. That's another. So openness, awareness, authenticity, gratitude have already been mentioned so far.
And honesty. Yeah.
Yes, honesty, and I guess for us to become more vulnerable, we've got to allow others to become real as well, without feeling that they're going to be judged, without feeling that they're going to be seen less than anybody else. And becoming vulnerable is not an easy thing for a human being, is it?
No, it's not easy, and a lot of people feel very fragile when they do that. And right now I'm in a situation where, I could be very fragile and I could feel very insecure about something. But you have to kind of stay true to yourself and strong within yourself and try to get from point A to point B. And as I said, I have 4 grandchildren. I've spent a lot of time talking to them about how they can be honest with themselves and their friends and honest with me. And they see me as this kind of cool grandmother that runs around the world. So they talk to me a lot, which I think is really, really great. And we have these Zoom calls with one another. So I think that the more you can act as a support system, whether it be for 2 people or 10 people or 1 person, it doesn't matter, as long as you can help in some way as we go through this, and then hopefully we can all come out the other end. So it may sound very simplistic, but don't think so.
No, it's not simplistic. It's realistic, and sometimes we try to overcomplicate things, and it doesn't help either. So I would like to bring here at this point the importance of, as we already touched and explored, of self-expression for mental health. And one reason why I was so inspired to bring together this project and create this possibility for the young, particularly children and the young, to express themselves, express their fears, their anxieties, their vision or hope or love for Mother Earth, is because I see writing or expression as a way of liberating ourselves, from how we feel, and leave it on a piece of paper and allow these thoughts and these feelings to come out. So that's why that was because I am very sort of sensitive soul myself. I believe you are too. But emotions I felt in my life, they have actually had quite a bit of impact on my health. So what can we do, as Bruce said before, what can we do to help express ourselves? But also, what can we teach the younger generation? So writing, let's go back to, for me, it's like, let's go back to the traditional way of communication. If words is something that speaks to you, you can write a letter to Mother Earth and submit it. So it can be part of the Rainbow Let's Mother Earth anthology, our international anthology, that is due to be published next spring 2021. Or if writing a letter as such, it doesn't come with ease, you can write a poem. You can express yourself through a poem. And believe me, when I said yes to that instead of a letter, there will be other ways to express yourself, I have received so many amazing, gorgeous poems coming through from adults and young people as well. And also, when I open up the possibility to allow color and image and illustration to be part of the project, again, we had lots of submissions coming through because I said yes to it. So I inviting people to come through, express themselves through color, through image, through words, through poems, through illustrations. So
I just say one more thing? There's a wonderful magazine in the UK called Ambit, A-M-B-I-T, and it's a poetry magazine, and a friend of mine runs it. And I think it's been around for about 30, 40 years. And it does wonderful groups for young people around the UK in terms of expressing themselves. So some people might want to take a look at that. AMBIT, A-M-B-I-T. It's
Thank
excellent.
you. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Well, we'll see whether we could do something, collaborate with them. You never know.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's one way of helping the young and inspire them to be part of the project of the anthology, and having you, the elders, to inspire them to say yes to their own inner voice, to express, to honor their voice, and whether it's through writing, whether it's through performing, creating, dancing. So we're going to have schools. A school from Cyprus is participating in our project and has sent a lovely video. I will share that in our Facebook page, Rainbow Led Mother Earth. I will share that. I just haven't had the chance to do it yet, but I would definitely do it because it's so beautiful to see all the children coming together and sharing the values, like truth and happiness and joy and togetherness, and bring all of this together in their video production. So I'm looking forward to sharing that with you later on. Beautiful. So talking about creativity, talking about expression through poems and expression through illustration, we have got a few people here that I would love to invite them to share their advice or their insights or whatever, gems they could bring up. But before I go to them, I would like to bring in a conversation. Again, apologies for the way I'm going to pronounce your name, Birger, sorry. So I would like to bring in the conversation Birger Norup. Hello, Birger. Hi, lovely to have you here.
Hello. You can call me Birger. That's okay. That's all right. That's what they do when I do it in English. Also Beaver, but that's another. That's another one. Yeah. So interestingly, yes. I will say first of all, I will talk a little about the mental health regarding to the United Nations Global Goals. And United Nations Global Goals is what you call maybe the biggest and most ambitious plan for humanity we have ever made. And as I live in Scandinavia, they are pretty known, but around the world, there's still a lot of people that don't talk so much about them. And the global goals for young people, it's for young people to have a mental good inner health, well-being, you have to find something meaningful. Because when you don't have that, then you will allow other people's talk and what they think about you, then this is the most important thing. But if you have something meaningful for yourself that you stand up to, then you don't care so much about what the others are saying. And inside of all of us, we do have a knowing and knowledge that we are okay. But we need, as Bruce was saying before, we need that inner tap in each day. Like we brush our teeth each day. Tick, 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 tick. We have learned that from childhood. We will never do it without our parents have been talking to us like this. Then you also need the inner toothbrush in your heart, and you need this inner what you call tap into yourself. And when you do that, then you can use the United Nations 17 goals. You can look at them and say, which one of those make my heart sing? Which one of those are really something I've been placed here on planet Earth to work with? Why am I here? I want to work with something that is meaningful. And these 17 goals are, when I work with kids or young people, and even adults and government people, they tap into something. They know that the last 100 years, we had a party here on planet Earth, and we had a big party. And when you have a big party, you have to clean up afterwards. And this is the time we're living in now. We we need a little cleaning up after the big party, and these 17 goals are talking about that. So we are sustainable. It's so people know today that if we have a sustainable world, then we need to do something. And when we do that, young people know it very clearly. They tap into it very, very easily. And it's the first time I've been working with government, NGOs, schools, teachers, business leaders, and meditation people. And they work together in this common, what you call, overall goal for Mother Earth. And these, we know about the climate, but the climate is only one thing. There's a lot of other things that we have to work with very intensely together. And you have what you call a free membership when you're born into the human race. And that free membership is also a responsibility to do something. And that's what we're talking about there. So for me, I'm just happy to be able to teach in these goals around the world. So I do that a lot, and so I will invite everybody to have a look, and I hope you will send out some links to some of the websites. They are free, and there are tools for schools and for teachers, and there's so many tools in there, and they're just picking them down, and then you work with them, and they love it. All schools love them. They're so good. So that would be the thing, because we don't have time, because I think that you have more people in the panel, so and the time is running out. So instead of going more in depth with all the goals, I would like you just to share some links, and I can also share the links, so people can go out and do a little investigation and look for all these things that are going in with the United Nations goals. Just to have a little hand, how many do you know the 17 United Nations 17 goals of this panel? Can you raise your hands if you know them? Does anybody know them here?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Constance know them, and Katja?
Yes, they have already heard everything. I have done my bit, Birger. I have have promoted the global goals to our panel. So we are on board with the global goals. But there's so many.
Okay,
so it is a choice again. Which of these global goals you would like to embrace more into your life, as a teacher, as a parent, as a caregiver, as a social worker, as a coach, whatever you may do. So here, there's one of the global goals, for example, is connect with mental health and well-being. So that's how what we're doing here is in association with one global goal in particular.
The mental health,
yeah. Perfect.
Fantastic.
Well, we'll be sharing more about the various links and so on. I've already done some part of it already. So we will carry on doing this, and every time we have got a different event, we will be highlighting another global goal or 2 or 3 global goals that are actually connected, or like associated with what we are bringing up. Yes, it's we all can do our bit, right? So we are helping here to create more awareness about mental health and how we can make it more sustainable. That's a very good question. That's a very good question. So thank you so much, Birger. So if there's anything else pops up later on, I can always come back to you, right?
You can always do that. And I can also say to some of the young people, look at Netflix at The Social Dilemma. That's a movie about the social media, and everybody who works into the social media, their kids, they're not allowed to use the social media. so you will be amazed to see that. Okay.
Wow.
Over and out for me.
Interesting. I like to watch that. Yes. Wow. So yes, we've got less than half an hour, 25 minutes to move through, and I like to give the chance to as many of you to share your voice and inspire one another. So I would like to bring to our conversation Marius. Marius, are you still here?
Yes, I'm still here. Sorry, I disappeared for a few seconds.
That's
We had a
okay.
power outage. So that happens here quite often.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Well, Marius is one of our team ambassadors, and supports in various ways our project. But also, Marius, you are a writer yourself. You are a father, and
Yes.
one of the sort of layers of rainbow, letters to Mother Earth, under the letter O, is how we can all become one, how we can teach our children that we're all one, there's no separation, nobody is better than the other person, we are all part of this wonderful Mother Earth. So what is your take on that, Marius? Because as a father, I guess you may have had some sort of... Carry on. Okay.
Yes, certainly I do think the oneness is very important. I'd like to actually go back to something Bruce said, which is very, very powerful, and that's being grateful. I think that the power of being grateful for everything, because basically we are the creation of the Creator, however we want to interpret the Creator. And so we're an expression of that creation. And so it doesn't matter how we express. I mean, a tree doesn't care about how it looks, it's just there. A flower doesn't mind how it blooms, it just blooms. And we as humans need to be a bit more like that, I think, and not be so concerned, as the young lady said earlier, that people are worried about body image. And I think, you know, this selfie taking doesn't help very much. But being grateful for everything, being grateful for the fact that we have the opportunity to express in this creation, I think is so powerful. And when you're grateful, you're not resisting. And that I think is so important. Whenever we resist, we create problems in our life. And when we're talking about mental health, then, you know, mental health is about problems that we have allowed to come into our lives quite often. And so from a point of view of being grateful, we're not resisting. When we're not resisting, then things flow much, much smoother for us in life. So from that perspective, I think, you know, what Bruce said about gratefulness and coming from the heart, that is just so powerful. And, you know, I applaud what he's doing. I think it's wonderful, getting young people to start working with the heart, because we're working with the mind the whole time, and especially because we're on these devices. The mind is busy, busy, busy. The mind doesn't quieten down, but when it does quieten down, we go to the intelligence in the heart, and I think that is so, so important. You know, so I can only say, if we can always be grateful, even for the bad things that happen in life, the bad things are there to show us something about ourselves. They're not bad, there's something we can be grateful for. We often learn the most from the most dire circumstances in our lives. So those things we should be grateful for as well. So I can only keep emphasizing that gratefulness is so powerful because there's no resistance in it. So. Perfect.
Right, so no resistance, that's it. Like imagine yourself like being a river flowing, and even though you may come across some obstacles on the way, water always finds a way to go around it. Yes, so it's smooth, it's coming, you know, it's yeah, there are obstacles on the way, but still water, the element of water, teaches us how to be more in flow and you know, carry on, movement, carry on. Perfect. Talking about movement and flow, I would like to bring in Kate. Kate, she's got an amazing way how to bring playfulness and creativity together. Kate, are you still with us?
I certainly am, and it's my pleasure, and with much gratitude I am here. Can you see me?
Yes.
Wonderful.
And we can see the wonderful Mama Earth as well at the background.
Very good. I have just received so many nuggets of gold from within each of you, and I am grateful. I love coming together from these heart-centered spaces where we share and we receive. My intention in speaking now is that I hope that I can give you a little bit back as you have given me. The wisdom of the children was not lost on me from the moment that we began, and Khalida began to speak about her friends, and not naming them Susan or Jesse or Joe. Wow, I've just had an amazing thing happen. It's been so quiet at my space. If there's background noise, there's someone coming into my backyard at this exact moment that I begin to speak to do the yard. Wow. Funniness. So if those distractions happen, I apologize. But she named her friends the monkeys, the snakes, and the birds. This consciousness of children that are really old souls inside of small bodies that are growing into remembering all that they are. It's incredible for me to listen to our youth that has that self-awareness that Michaela and Lucila described, with great compassion for self and one another. And not only of that, through that self-awareness, they've already moved into self-actualization and started to be part of their own solutions. Guys, this is really rich gold, and it makes me excited as a visionary artist. Kate the hardest. I'm Kate Lumley, but I've evolved through the practice of me being the art that I am, that dwells in my heart over the process of my lifetime. It's a journey that begins when we begin. And I began at the beginning. My mom says to me, I don't ever remember you without a box of crayons. I think you came out of the womb with a whole box of 64. I do have a playfulness to me. And I have a woolly, serious side too. The mother in me, the businesswoman that has worked inside of a Fortune 200 company for several decades, gives me the business propensity and the confidence to speak with precision and clarity now about the important work that I'm up to, which is to inspire and delight and amplify the arts that dwell in each of our hearts. So Utopia is a magical place that I thought began in my imagination. The truth that I've come to know is that it lives within each of our imaginations, in that place called universal consciousness that we tap in, tune in, and turn on to when we're ready. And the parts that we are, and I capitalize the A, capital R, capital T, capital S, that is the part that we are, that is in our heart, that also has that word inside of it. No accident. Divine design. As Marius just said, we're the creation of our creator, however you'd like to describe that. I've come to know and be that. Utopia showed itself to me as a word spelled E-W-E-T-O-P-I-A. Interesting, I thought. Utopia, beginning with the E-W-E, is the divine feminine way of spelling the word sheep for a female sheep. The divine feminine is the creative right side of our brain that allows our emotion and our creativity to flow. We were speaking about oneness. What I love about the way that this word's presented this way to me, it embodies all of us in that same time in perfect harmony and balance inside of that word. If you'll play along with me for a moment, in your mind's eye, take the spelling E-W-E-T-O-P-I-A. As I break that down for you, I'm just going to help you see what I saw. Unity, all together, in the same space. You, at the beginning, is the phonetic word of you. It embodies at the same time the word we inside of itself. You and we are one. As we move a little bit further down the word, we see the I. It holds all of us. So this magical place that emerged in my funny brain, my fun energy brain, because that's what I'm tapped in, tuned in, and turned on to and play with. It's this space and place now that I've come to realize is I'm an illustrator. I'm a visionary artist. Mama Gaia sits behind me with the you that represents every you. The flower that is the flowers. The day that we see love and laughter as the key ingredients and we invite them to play with us everything flows and blooms to its highest potential. And in Mama Gaia's hand, she's holding Super Pollinator, who is the humblebee of Utopia. All these funny characters just came to me over time in my imagination. They're embodied by other people who held the codes inside of their imagination. I've come to know them. I know them by name now in a physical body. It's so fun. The you, of course, is all of you. It's all of us. It's you and we. The Super Pollinator has a very powerful message to share. No matter how small you think you may be, you matter. We all matter. The word all is inside of the word small. We each have a massive part to play in this. Utopia creates a space for us to connect, to align and connect in order to bring about the new world of entertainment. Entertainment, as we've seen, is falling apart. It's been put together with some deception and some greed, and not all of it is bad. I want to shine the light on it. Bruce is a part of beautiful creation inside, as we all are. I just know of his works on Broadway. It doesn't have to all be dark, but there has been some intentions inside of it that haven't been pure-hearted. We're creating an entire new universe. I'm so very proud and humble to be a visionary artist that's holding the vision for where we're going and growing, that will bring about soundtracks, cartoons, film, conscious content, curriculum, all of it. That's all of us. It's all of our parts coming together. There are no actors in this. We're all beers, being who we naturally are, utilizing the parts that we are to put them together in ways to tell stories, the whole energy tale, the holy tale of our beingness. And as we each be the being inside of this community, we get up to some really funny business, because we take the one whole parts that we are and we put them together in new ways to add them together to equal the SUM thing. You see how I fade with all these funny words? It's all on purpose. Playing reduces stress. Playfulness invites curiosity. It releases judgment. When someone tells me that they wonder if something's a word, I'm like, does it matter? Maybe you just made it up. Giving permission to be creative in totally new ways that feels good to us is what I'm about. I'm a mother to 3 beautiful children that help me on this journey every day. They also, like the people that are inside of social media, are not on social media. They're 15 years old. They're not exempt, even by not being present into the daily cyber actions that are taken against one another. They're not exempt. They're just, it's not as amplified. So I love everything that we're sharing here today. I invite us also to just celebrate how many resources we've already heard that are present. Berger and Bruce are going to be posting links. Betty has offered another name of a resource that was, I wrote it down. I want to reference it, Ambit. So coming together and uniting all of our resources and actions is really phenomenal. And I want to offer up one that I've come to know so powerfully that I believe is going to help us move, and it's going to become a part of Utopia within inside of itself. My woolly funny friend, Ashley Lee. She's a facilitator of and a creator of a concept called Leap of Consciousness. She recognizes that all of our challenges are consciousness challenges. And how do we resolve those consciousnesses as they arrive? First is to identify them. That's why I was celebrating the young lady's ability through self-awareness to then move into self-actualization. But there is a part of consciousness resolution that I feel and have come to know is so important. And it's to acknowledge it and see it and recognize and state clearly that you're not in consent with it. And then follow that up with releasing all judgments around it. Because if you have judgments around something, it still gives it life force and energy. Berger making those comments, I just loved to hear him say, have something that you care about so much that you're not worried about what another is up to and saying about you. When we move through action through our heart with releasing an expectation of an outcome, but that you are going to bring yourself joy and bliss, or you're doing an action and you're not looking or seeking approval outside of yourself, the highest potentials will be realized. As much self-work as I have done in this space, I continually come back to that place of self-doubt. Am I good enough? Will I have what it takes? You know, it's moments like these that I'm sitting inside of a heartfelt community that just restores my faith all of the time. And it's really great to have an emergency prepared kit, to have your friends on the other end of the line that can put you back into your space if you're not able to do it in that moment by yourself because you're tired. Because no matter how far you grow, we're infinite beings, remembering all that we are. So there is no end to this. There's no end to utopia. It just keeps growing and expanding. There's no finish line to life. You just evolve into something new and more. So why would we ever believe that we have to know it all? For me, that was where great release and mental wellness came into my place, and well-being was just truly there. The need to know being released, how something is going to happen on the other side of an intention and an action that I take. Moving with full force and faith, right? And then celebrating what the outcome is and realizing it as, wow, I learned something that I didn't know. This is really great data. Seeing the love that is present for me as a learning lesson, or a wonderful surprise delight that it came out even better than I thought because I didn't know how it was going to be. I love all that we are, and I'm remembering more and more each day who I am. And through that, gaining more confidence and courage to step out and invite others to join me in this journey of curiosity, of remembering the powerful creators that we are.
Perfect, Kate. Kate, thank you so much, my sweetheart. I have to stop you here because it
Thank
is
you. You're
16,
right. I was just going to close myself, so thank you for doing that so beautifully. I love all of you.
Yes, 1616 is an interesting number as well, double digits. So I'll have to move on to. We've got Casey that would like to share a poem, and also Katia would like to share something about an aspect that affects the elderly, but not only the elderly. So I will bring Katia first, and then Casey, I would like you to close our panel today with your poem. Sounds good? Casey, are you still with us?
Absolutely. Sounds
fabulous.
perfect.
Fabulous. Okay. So I'll come to you, Katia, first. Okay. That's it.
Hi. Okay.
Hello.
So it's just so inspiring to listen to all of you. And well, the main thing that I wanted to share with you, and I'll do it very short, I can see time is running. I would love to talk to you about dementia, because I have been a nurse for like 15 or 16 years, and right now I'm a teacher and a mentor and a coach, and I teach my colleagues, the staff, the caregivers in how to help elderly with dementia. I work at a huge nursing home, and I teach every day and I coach every day in that place. So one thing I just wanted to share with you is, when you have dementia, you also have a mental, can you say, disease. Your brain is not healthy anymore. So I just wanted to share with you a theory that I use a lot in how to be able to be in the now, in the present, when you are with a person with dementia. So I just want to share with you, I don't know if you can see it, that here we have Earth, and this is a metaphor for the healthy brain. It's not my theory. It's a woman called Vibeke Bach who made this theory, but it's a very cool way to see how dementia can be. And so here's Earth, it's a metaphor for a healthy brain, and here's the moon, and it's a metaphor for the brain with dementia. And when I talk to people with dementia and I teach the staff, I always try to say, how can we be a traveler along with the disease instead of always trying to get the person back on Earth?
because the person with dementia is going to be on the moon and have a moon language. And we have to see the person with dementia as a brave astronaut on a travel, and we can be a co-pilot trying to travel along with this patient or person with dementia. And that's just something I want to share with you, because when we talk mental health and when people have anxiety or very stressful or have a dementia disease, where we can meet them is in the present, is in the now. The only place where we can meet them is in the now. And when we are preceding a person who has a mental illness, it's very important that we don't have an agenda, that our agenda it's not the most important thing. Is how to see the person, the resources in that person, and try to follow up where they are, and try that way to see their resources and fill them up with your heart, with your energy, and with your love and with your compassion. So yeah, that's it I wanted to share with you.
Yeah, that's it. Well, amazing. Thank you, Katja. I can see there will be another opportunity for us to have a longer conversation and organize a webinar around that, because we've got to allow a bit more time to delve into different areas around dementia, and how we that, you know, you watching that you've got a family member or a friend with dementia, how you can, you know, understand their situation, where they're coming from, and then you can respond accordingly. So it is not only for people with dementia, but also for people who have got, where they are connecting with dementia as an outsider and haven't got a clue how to go about it. So it's also for us. So thank you, Katja, for bringing that to our awareness. So it is time to, we started off with a wonderful rainbow letter to Mother Earth from Khalida, and then it's wonderful to close our panel discussion today for Be Kind to Your Mind Summit 2020 with another poem that coming from an adult, from Casey, who is a poet, and she's got an amazing talent expressing her heart through the art of poetry. So Casey, over to you.
Thank you so much for having me. I am so grateful for all of you. We have touched on so many wonderful topics, and gosh, dementia is a huge one. I definitely agree with you. We need a segment on that. But I'm a poet, and I do writing workshops, writing to grow and let go. And it's really important from a mental health standpoint to be open to let, when you're in a conference like this, I had another poem written that I was going to read, but because of the topics today, I've changed, because I want to address the young people in body image and self-care and knowing who you are and knowing that you matter. We all play a part, and being self-aware and strong in what your beliefs are so important, and they will mold your entire life. So I want to tell a little personal story that I was 105 pounds when I got married. I never remember being thin. I always felt I was overweight. And I think that's a really good lesson to, when I mirror my life and things that had happened in my life, being confident in who you are. And being who you are has nothing to do with your size or, you know, anything. It's the people who love you will love you for who you are, no matter what. And so I want to tell a little story. And this happened in my adult life. I broke free from a 38-year domestic violence life. So writing is my therapy, and to be able to I found my voice. I was silent for 35 years. I found my voice through writing. And so I want to read a poem that I wrote when, in my adult life, once I broke free, I had a man tell me that maybe he would kiss me after I lost some weight. And this was like, you know, I sat down and wrote this poem and sent it to him. And it's empowering. So I want you to know that your voice matters, and you can gain your dignity, your power by speaking your truth. Because I am. I only want someone who will hold me just because, will kiss me passionately, not for what I look like, not for what they see, but for what I am made of deep inside of me. Tenderness, kindness, boldness, and shyness, courageous and mysterious. That kiss will be like no other when he closes his eyes and feels the sweetness he's been missing, to experience my soul and experience to behold for who I really am, not who he thinks he knows. If he only kisses what he sees, I am sad for what he doesn't know, that the passion he's been missing would be the best he's ever known. So the right man for me will kiss me passionately for the woman that I am, because I am. So thank you.
Thank you, dear Casey. Thank you so much. It was beautiful and powerful, powerful poem.
Thank you very
yes,
much.
Yes.
Gonna read was called Alive Without Fear, and it's on my YouTube channel. But it's so important to capture the moment of a conversation and not let certain things like go unsaid. So thank you for allowing me to be here.
Thank you for your contribution, and thank you for readjusting and connecting with your heart and bringing another poem out that feels really appropriate and suitable and lovely for what we were discussing on today's panel. Fabulous. There will be other opportunities to hear more of your poetry, Casey, and allow it to be shared to various different channels and through Rainbow Let's Mother Earth. Fabulous. Well, it is time to close our panel discussion for today. There will be some more sharing coming up in a few minutes on our Facebook page. I will be sharing a little bit about my Rainbow Explorers. I will be bringing in the rainbow colors, and I'll take you on an adventure and bringing in the 7 seas. So come and join me. It will be the first time I'm going to be, sharing a video about it or broadcasting about it live like that. I've done other festivals in real life, but nothing like on a video. So it will be live too. So I would like some holding space for me. So it would be lovely to have you with me. At 5 o'clock, we are going to carry on with a wonderful sound healing experience, a Gone Bath by Asha, who is based in Iceland, and we'll be doing a live in our Facebook page, Rainbow Let's Mother Earth. And at 5:30, I've got a little surprise for you who haven't seen my announcement in our Facebook page. Bruce Cryer will be singing live, doing a live directly from where he is. But we're going to be singing together a wonderful poem that's dedicated to children. And I thought it would be lovely to have that. And if you can come together and we can interact and sing all together, that would be the best way to close our Be Kind to Your Mind Summit. There you are. So thank you so much, every single one of you, for being here today on our panel. And all of you who will be watching back, we would love to connect with you again very soon. Keep connected. Join us again at our Facebook page, and also when our website is going to come up soon. So lots of love from me, and lots of love from let me just bring you all here, and lots of love from all of us. Yeah, so give us 5 or give thumbs up or whatever. Lots of love, and thank you for everything that you do and everything that you bring in the world, especially you young ones. Thank you for opening your hearts. Thank you, sweethearts. Thank you, Lucia. Thank you, Michaela, and all of you that we are helping, inspiring our young. Thank you. Bye for now.